What's up, my precious little pack, and welcome back to VEGA Conflict. What I have in store for you today is my thoughts on the smash and grab, what I think of the current way it is and how it could be changed, as well as, of course, the first attack, because I'm going to try and do that more often. Whenever I make a video of anything, it will be of that specific event's targets that I'm covering. Now, we also have a ship token rat, but I figured I'd kick it off by doing it right with some Vanguard targets. And then after this, what I'll be doing is I'll be talking a bit about the mobilization, certain fleet fittings and stuff like that, as well as recommended target. And this is something I always forget, and something I never think over. Just because you can't build technology right now doesn't mean you shouldn't try and get it right now, because when you can produce it, would you rather have it and be able to produce it rapidly, or would you rather have to work for it and not have it? Because right now, if you guys can get your hands on it, you'll be in a slightly better place, just because you'll have that little bit more, how should I put it? You'll have that little bit more room to walk, sort of say. That little bit of space where you can do a little bit differently. So far, 80's doing exactly what they always do to my fleet, which is no surprise because the Bastions are high-level fittings, level 75 apiece, whereas the Guardians are all low-level fittings, coming in at only level 54 apiece. This is another thing that I always forget to say. Scale your targets a little bit. Based on what level your individual ships are, should be based on what you should be fighting. In my case, most of my fleet is made up of level 57 ships, with only a few that are over 70, i.e. the Altairian Carrier and my two Bastions. They're each over level 70. So, this is another way that I kind of scale what I should and should not hit. But with the Bastions, I have a little bit more backbone and stuff like that. But that was the first attack. Could have gone better, and that was most likely 3 hours of repair time right there. Or 3 hours and 40 minutes. We'll see when it gets back. But I'm going to go over recommended prizes lists and stuff like that. Actually, I'll start that right now. Alright, now that the attack out of the way, let's get on to the recommendations list. This list will consist of targets to attack and prizes based on how I play. The attack target recommendations will be based on the individual's tech level, starting with tier 3 and 4, well, starting with tier 3 and tier 4 and 4.5 mixed fleets. And the fleets will have to have been fully mark upgraded and nothing below that. Alright, the first target and the one that I found to be the easiest across all the combats are the brigade fleets, and I would recommend taking them on with a mix of tier 4.5 destroyers, the Lance Destroyer, a tier 4 cruiser, the Apocrypha, tier 4.5 frigates, the Eagle. The fittings for each of these ships will be mainly using impulse beams in favor of being able to acquire it through planet strikes. Actually, speaking of which, I believe it's currently available if I'm not mistaken. Yes, you're going to want impulse beam level 3. You're also going to want to pick up every single shockwave armor you can get of level 3. Because every single fitting in this group is going to be using several of them. Okay, the fittings for each of these ships will be mainly using impulse beams, as I said. The fittings will all need the Shockwave Shield 5 or Metaphase 3, so you're going to have a base minimum requirement for tech. The choice is yours on which one you want to use of the shields, but you want explosive resistance because they deal explosive damage. The Destroyer fitting is Impulse Beam 3x4, Shockwave Shield 5, Focused Optics 5, Shockwave Armor 3, Explosive Resistor 3. The frigate's fitting is Impulse Beam level 3 by 3, Shockwave Shield 5, Shockwave Armor 3, Strafe Thrusters 4, Focused Optics 5, Explosive Resistor 3. The cruiser fitting is Shockwave Shield 5 by 2, Shockwave Armor 3 by 5, Fusion Thrusters 3, Explosive Resistors 3, Impulse Beam 3 by 3, Impulse Beam 2 by 1. Alright, that basically covers the fittings. And this is a fitting without destroyer carrier, so you're going to be mainly focusing on just using what you have. You're going to be using small tech. But before I continue, let's just take a look at this. Close. And I got a time token. Gotta use it. That's 15 minutes off from the estimate. I'm pretty good at guessing my ship's repair times. But now, how much of each will you need to be able to fight with that the fittings have been covered? You'll need one cruiser to soak up damage from the Bastion cruisers while you use 3 destroyers to take them down, one at a time. So you're going to be focusing fire while the Bastions are preoccupied fighting your cruiser, and your destroyers go around them and get into the blind spot of the Paragons with 2 frigates to put them down before they can mangle your fleet. That's it for this part. And your recommended target is going to be the lowest level Altairian Brigade target at that. On to the recommended prize list. First and foremost, the Bastion Cruiser, full blueprint for 2 million intel. I could at least open this while I'm reading it off for y'all. Down here, the Bastion, right here. Most of the stuff for this first part is all down here. But make sure you pick up the Bastion if possible. Second, Resonant Armor 1 and 2 for 200,000 and 400,000 intel respectively. Third, Epsilon Echo Cannon 1 and 2 respectively, picking up level 1 then level 2 for 200,000 and 400,000 intel respectively. Fourth, Spectral Shell 1 then 2 for 200,000 and 400,000 intel respectively. Fifth, Zephyr Thrusters 1, 2, then 3 for 200,000, 400,000, 800,000 intel respectively. Sixth, the Paragon Battleships full blueprint for 2 million intel. Seventh, the Psy Missile 1, then 2 for 200,000 and 400,000 intel respectively. Eighth, Shockwave Shell 1, 2, then 3 for 200,000, 400,000, and 800,000 intel respectively. Ninth, Phased Solenoid 2, then 1, 2, then 3 for 200,000, 400,000, and 800,000 intel respectively. 10th, the Lance Driver 1, then 2 for 200,000 and 400,000 intel respectively. And finally, all of the resources that you can claim with the extra intel. So you're going to pick up the Bastion, then you're going to go up and you're going to pick up the Paragon. I wouldn't recommend the neutrino fuel, mainly because it reduces AoE, and most of us by now have most definitely seen what they do in bases. Gotta love water. My voice is getting a little bit rough. But the last prize that I recommended was up here, and it's actually these guys and these. Now, I didn't recommend the Deflector Shell 3 this time around because I would actually be using on destroyers, and I didn't recommend the destroyer. And the reason I didn't recommend the destroyer wasn't because it needed to be on the list or anything like that. It was because it's actually more effective to buy the full blueprint than the individual blueprint fragments. As we all know, it actually costs more for the individual fragments in total. And the final thing I wanted to talk about, the Smash and Grab. Well, more specifically, the one that ended on Sunday. Now, I only hit the 90 Ancient Reapers, the Blitz Reapers in disguise, so I can't say much about the rest of the targets, but I can give a few recommended changes for the event overall. First, Kicksai's development team should try to find out which targets players in-game are attacking the most and increase the spawn rates of that one fleet. Because if it's in high demand, it should be in high availability. Second, the intel in all lower level targets, mainly the 40s and 50s, should be increased by around 40 and 15% respectively. To catch up a bit for the lower level tiers, well, it's more or less to cater a bit to the lower level players in an event that is meant for them to try and catch up. Help them get that little bit of a footing in so that they can do a little bit better next time. Third, and this is the final one, I think Kicksai should try and work closely with the players to try and improve the quality of the events for everyone. That's all I have to say about the smash and grab this time around. I should have attacked more targets, I should have given a little bit more explanation behind everything, but I mean, there wasn't much to talk about. And I did give my recommendations list before for the smash and grab, so it wasn't too necessary this time around. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to continue working on what I need to do. I'm going to farm up some resources, get my ships repaired. I'm going to farm every few hours to progress, because even I need stuff, and what I'm doing now is I'm going to become a completionist. I'm going to complete every single blueprint I possibly can. But I'm also in need of resources, well, more specifically, antimatter. Because as soon as I can, I want to start upgrading my fleet bay to level 16. Because the carrier, as it is right now, it is roughly 9 days out. The event that has the carrier in it should begin on the 7th of next month, which is Thursday. But every single thing I think of relates back to the carrier now. And while I'm on that note, this is actually part of the video that I didn't actually think of. I wasn't actually thinking of it, I just thought of it just now. What do all of you think the carrier's overdrive is going to be? Because it is going to be an Altairian carrier, so what do you think its overdrive will be? Do you think it will be something supporting of the fleet, or do you think it'll be something else? I don't know myself, and I'm actually curious to see what all of you think. I've asked this before, but not many people touch on the subject, and a few people have in-game, and a few people in comments, but I want to get a few more of you behind it and see what all of you think the Altairian Carrier's overdrive will be. But that's going to be it for this video, everybody. If you have any fittings for anybody, if you've hit the low-level Altairian fleets and you have a better fitting, say so below, most definitely leave it. If you would like to see more videos like this on the channel, most definitely leave a like. And that's going to be it for this video, everybody. And I guess the only thing I can say now is may your repair times stay low, your cargo holds be filled, and you have fun in game. And as always, everybody, I'll see you later.